It was December of 2023. I was sleeping on the floor of the ER for the night in an inpatient room. We were there. The wife had a bad case of the stomach hurties. We were trying to see a specialist. And if we stayed overnight, we could see a specialist in the morning versus having to schedule several weeks out. I couldn't get the recliner chair to lean back, and I wasn't able to sleep sitting up. So I just used my coat as a pillow and laid down and slept on the floor as best I could. And this was the stage in which God chose to send me a divine vision of a new Christmas character. So we've got Santa Claus. He's a heretic-punching Catholic bishop living in the North Pole. It's one singular guy. My new character that was revealed to me is called Bean Santa. And in contrast, Bean Santa is a new person who's elected every year. So how it works is every person nominates someone who they hate with good reason. Somebody who is just despicable and like the kind of person who, deserves what's coming for them. Everyone would nominate someone, and whoever I guess got the most nominations would be picked as the Bean Santa. Now, I don't know how exactly the logistics of this worked. The dream didn't go into any details, but that's just how it was. So what happens next is that Bean Santa gets shrunk down to a minuscule size, like a Stuart Little kind of size, like, I don't know, what is that, 4 inches? About that size. Big enough to where a bean is kind of like a whole big thing to you. And there's not a Bean Santa proctor or a Bean Santa election committee. It all just works through like the laws of reality or magic or something like that. So the Bean Santa who got elected gets shrunk down very small, and they're given a bean. And what they do is they accompany the real Santa as he goes around house to house. And as they visit each house, Santa does his thing. He puts presents under the trees and eats the cookies, etc. Bean Santa, as they go around to each house, the bean that they carry around absorbs all of the negativity from each household. All of the negative emotions, just all the bad juju gets sucked up into the bean. And gradually, over the course of the night, the bean just becomes this black, shriveled, just gross little bean. And at the end of the night, what happens is the Bean Santa has to then eat the bean as a just punishment for whatever sins got them elected as Bean Santa. And they do so while the entire world looks on and watches and laughs at them and points at them and laughs. Again, I don't know the logistics of how this works. I don't think it's broadcast on television. I think it's all just live, and somehow the whole world is just there watching. At least that's sort of the impression I got in my divine vision. And eating the bean doesn't do anything to the person. It's not harmful. It's just really gross and unpleasant. And after they're done eating the bean, they get scaled back up to their normal size and they go about their life. And one would sort of think in the real world that this would be really traumatic and would just lead them probably to being a worse person. But in my dream, if you went through this experience as Bean Santa, you came out the side as a better person. Nobody's getting elected Bean Santa twice. Think of any kind of notorious figure in history. If only they had been elected Bean Santa, so many tragedies could have been prevented. So this is the sort of weight of this knowledge has sat on me for years now. And I decided this is finally the year I'm going to get it off my chest. I'm going to put it out there and just feel better about it, not be burdened just being the only one who knows about being Santa. And so this is, unironically, this is not even a joke. This is a legitimate dream that I had. And I would have to guess that this is probably a real thing that actually exists, just like Santa Claus. So, Merry Christmas.